Well, as I said in my little old man of the sea story, we're sat in the rain. I love sitting in the rain, don't you? I spent all day yesterday with Sarah in Hull Royal A&E. She had a bit of a backstory. She works in a care home with the elderly, and anyway, she came home on Tuesday after doing an extra long shift because of other illnesses at work. So she should have been at home at 1 o'clock, but she was home at 4:30 on a Tuesday. Anyway, Wednesday morning, the lady Sarah wakes up and she's in an awful lot of pain. She says, Tuesday night she was also in a bit of pain, but she thought it would go away. But anyway, on the Wednesday morning when she woke up, she thought she was having pancreatitis again. She caught that as well from the nursing home a while back, was pancreatitis. It doesn't help that she's diabetic as well, but yeah. So we spent the whole day in Hull Royal in accident and emergency. About 2.5 hours before she got seen. But once she got seen, they took bloods. They sent her off for a CAT scan. They sent her off for ultrasonic, ultrasonic sound, looking at her tummy and where the pancreas is. And it turns out in the end that she didn't have pancreatitis. It was a stomach infection. So they've given her some medication. And she's taken a day off. But this is one of the things that if you work in a care home, you're exposed to all these old people's diseases and things. And being diabetic like she's also an immune system is suppressed as well. So she does catch quite a few. If any bug that's going around the place, she'll pick it up, unfortunately. And but the bad thing is that care home staff don't get sick pay. They'll get statutory sick pay, which is nothing, absolutely nothing. And you have to be off a week before you can claim that. So she'll be down a week's wages, which means we'll have to struggle a bit. But on the plus side, I shall be away at the end of next week, and we won't be having to buy all the food that I will be eating. So that's on the plus side. But anyway, that's but yeah, she's on the mend now. She's feeling a bit better than she did yesterday, but she still feels terrible. So that's not very nice for her, is it? Anyway, but yeah, I'm loving it in this. I do love sitting in the rain. When I was a kid, some of my earliest memories was sitting in a tent in the rain, because whenever we went on holiday, it was always raining. We spent 2 weeks on holiday, and about 10 days of our 2 weeks were spent soaking wet. But yeah, we loved it as kids. So yeah, I'm sat under my little veranda. Here you can just see there that's the edge of the veranda that's up there in the reflection. I sit under that veranda and enjoy listening to the rain. I've had my coffee this morning, so but I'm just sitting out here. I just like, it's very peaceful, and the pitter patter of the rain, and watching all the grass and the flowers get a good drink is something to see. Yeah. So what else is there? What else is new that's been happening? I think on the political side of things, we've got this cabbage, or should I say the lettuce, that's in power, this Liz Truss. I don't think she'll stay in Truss. Should I say Truss, whatever her name is. I don't think she'll stay in power for very long, which is a bit of a shame, because she hasn't really had much opportunity to prove herself. We've had a bad legacy of stumbling from one disaster to another disaster, and it's been handled so poorly. The inflation is at an all-time high. House prices are at an all-time low. Pound to the dollar is worth £1 is worth $1 and a few cents now, which is ridiculous. and it's just unbelievable. It's just, we need somebody to take control, stop all the government waste, and start doing something for good. Cut taxes so that we can start spending. If like me, you've ever been overseas on holiday, the best holiday I've had has always been at home. Camping wise anyway. Even one year when we had 10 days in a campsite just not even 10 miles down the road from us. There was a lovely little campsite, completely different part of the world, right out in amongst all the farmers' fields. So we had virtually no street lights. There were a few lights around the campsite, but other than those little lights, there was none of this light pollution that you get where we are now. But yeah, it was an enjoyable time. So I think probably that would be that if I was going to give any advice to people taking holidays, it would be to have a holiday in this country, spend your money in this country, and start building up our economy again. But we're going to find that it's going to be difficult. It's going to be really difficult the next few years. We're at the point of financial collapse in this country, and I don't know what the answer is. It's certainly not our current set of politicians. Both main parties are a complete waste. They're a complete joke. There's no way that we could get Starmer in, because he would just make a complete hash of it. With Gordon Brown, make a complete hash of it and destroy our pensions. And I really think that was, after Tony Blair, I think that was the start of the slippery slope. And of course, Gordon Brown made it even worse. But anyway, that's just my opinion. It may vary from your opinion, which is the case. Yeah, it might be the case. Anyway, so yeah, that probably ends today's blog. I can't think of anything else to say really, apart from stay warm and watch out for these blackouts that are coming. Yeah, unfortunately. Wow, just had a quick phone call from the doctor's surgery about my diabetes. Anyway, hopefully there's nothing they can do because I'm away soon. So yeah, anyway, so that's another one of life's little disappointments. Because I'm a seafarer, you tend to get treated like everybody else, and of course you can't keep an appointment. They won't make an appointment for more than a month in advance, and of course when you're away for 6 weeks, like I will be this time. Normally I'm only away for a month, but because I'm away for a good 6 weeks this time, coming back in the middle of December, just before Christmas. Yeah, which brings me on to Christmas. Yeah, seafaring at Christmas. This will be the first time in a couple of years that I would have been home. Last Christmas, because I've been out of work for such a long period of time, a job came up on that little dredger in Portsmouth, Langston Harbour, and all the way around to Shoreham. That was right, around to Shoreham and Langston. Yeah, so that was when I was away last time, and the other time was on a little tiny tugboat in Falmouth on my own at Christmas. So yeah, it'll be the first Christmas in 3 years that I've been home, and really looking forward to it. That's because I love mince pies, and I love stollen, and I love Christmas cake and all that kind of stuff. And one of the few things that I do like to make is a trifle, a proper trifle, not one of these things you buy in a shop which has just got gelatin. This is proper homemade custard and whipped cream, and I know it's not very healthy, but one of the ones that I do, there's two varieties. It's one with bananas, and or another one with oranges, and both of them are extremely nice. And what I do is one of them is topped with roasted, toasted hazelnuts that are being crushed. Oh, it's just gorgeous. But yeah, that's one of the few treats I have. And of course, Brussels sprouts. I hate Brussels sprouts, but I saw a recipe online for Brussels sprouts where you quarter them and you put them in a bag or a bowl and you toss them with olive oil, or we use rapeseed oil, and balsamic vinegar. So they're all coated in this oil and balsamic vinegar. Then you roast them in the oven. And then about 15 minutes before the end, you sprinkle the slightly singed Brussels sprouts with these pine nuts and some shaved Parmesan cheese, and you shove it back in the oven for another 15 minutes before serving. And boy, are they completely different to the boiled Brussels sprouts that you get. Yeah, I've got an uncle that when I did those, and the uncle was here, my wife's uncle, not my uncle, but my wife's uncle, Uncle Ray. He is a convert. He will not eat Brussels sprouts unless they've been baked in the oven with olive oil and balsamic vinegar. Yeah, so something to think about is different recipes for Christmas. So when I get home mid-Christmas, it'll have to be a mad panicky rush to go out and get lots of eggs and cream and vanilla pods as well. Get some proper vanilla pods and make your own custard. It's so much better than the packet stuff. You just won't believe it. And of course, my trifles don't have any of that gelatin, that jelly stuff in it. It's I do soak it with a bit of brandy. The sponge biscuits that you put in, I do soak with a bit of brandy. So it is quite an alcoholic trifle, but boy, is it good. Anyway, so that's enough blog for today. So I hope you're all in good spirits. I hope you're going to have a nice evening tonight. The weekend starts tomorrow. So what are you going to do? Tell me what you're going to do for your weekend, and I shall make my own plans and see how fit Sarah is. She won't be working until Monday or Tuesday next week because she just doesn't feel up to it. Anyway, so have a nice Thursday, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye then.